Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of JoeScentMe. My name is Joe and I am your host for today. Today I want to talk to you about Gallagher fragrances. I spent a week trying out Gallagher fragrances and I want to share with you my experience with that line. So let's get started. The names are pretty cool, so when I get to them I'll explain a little more. The first fragrance that I tried out was called That Guy. Top notes are bergamot, blackcurrant, pineapple. Middle notes, forest pine, juniper leaf, and rose. And in the bottom notes, we have Ambroxan, Cedarwood, Sandalwood, and Vetiver. What's the first thing that you think about when you heard the top note there? Probably you're thinking about Aventus. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't want to be that guy. You see, that's why this is called That Guy. Because this is nothing like Aventus. In fact, it's not even close. And they weren't trying to do that. In fact, they did that on purpose so that you could think that you're getting Aventus, or at least a variation of that. But what I like about it is called That Guy, because you just don't want to be that guy. Yes, there's a time and a place for Aventus, and if you're a collector and a lover of Aventus, by all means, go for it. But if you're looking for something different, that has a similar note breakdown, but smells totally different, this is the one. And it's so cool because you immediately think this is going to be Aventus or a clone of that, and it's nothing like it. It's really, really good, and I recommend you try it for sure. Very, very different. It has a juniper note in it that's way ahead of the pineapple, and it's way stronger than the pineapple. It's woody for sure. It's definitely got the cedar going on in it. The cedar, I believe, the pine and the juniper are like the star of this fragrance. I think you get more of that than you do the pineapple, the blackcurrant, the bergamot, whatever it is at the top that you think you're gonna get that smells very similar to Aventus. You don't get that. So it's not a letdown, by the way. If you're looking for Aventus, buy Aventus. But if you're looking for something different, buy this. When I posted on Instagram that I was wearing it, someone made a comment on there that the first thing they said was, does this smell like Aventus? And I said, no, it's completely different. And they're like, well, how's that possible? The notes are identical. Well, almost identical. And the way I described it to him, and I think this is a great way to explain it, is you could do something completely different with the same ingredients. Here's an example. Flour, eggs, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, eggs. What do you get when you combine those ingredients? Well, one person can make a cake with that. Another person can make cookies. Two different desserts, same ingredients. The difference is how much of the one or two ingredients makes the cake or the cookie. And while all of you were expecting this to be Aventus, guess what? This isn't the cake, this is the cookie. That's the way I describe this thing. I'm telling you, if you're curious about this, you need to check this one out. It's very different. I think you're gonna like it, and if you're looking for something different, this is definitely it. Okay, day two. Let's talk about Bergamust. In the top we have bergamot and ocean mist. In the middle we have cedar, orange blossom. In the bottom we have Ambroxan again. We also have Iso E Super, which is the ingredient that's in molecule 01. And then we have white amber musk. This is a different fragrance. This is the bergamot and the musk thing going on. That's sort of a mash up of that. This has got a very nice cedary, woody note. So you feel that it's not as musky, even though there is amber white musk in it. It's not as musky as I expected it to be. Maybe it's just the way it is on my skin, but it is a pleasant smell. So if you're into the bergamot and the musk combination, this is definitely one worth checking out. So definitely check that one out when you get a chance. Okay, so on day three, I wore Peaches and Campfire. Guys, unfortunately, this has been discontinued. I don't know when and if this will come back, but if it does, this is one that you don't want to miss. If you could find it, grab it, because this was definitely one of my favorites right here. It's so unique. First of all, the name says it all. Peaches and Campfire. It literally is that. Think of this as a peach fragrance that has the smokiness of a campfire in the background. So you get this fruity and smokiness, which is a very unique combination, very different combination because this is not a normal combination. Let's talk about the notes. Blackcurrant and peach right at the top. Blackcurrant gives it the fruity, tart pop. Peach also has a tartness to it, but a sweetness to it. And in the heart we have balsam, campfire, jasmine, oregano, and rosemary. Very interesting, the oregano and the rosemary. Light in this, by the way, very light. And then we have cedarwood, neroli, patchouli, saffron, and sandalwood. Such a unique scent, very different. And if you're looking for something unique and different, this is definitely it if you could find it. Unfortunately, it is discontinued. So if you could find it, snatch it up, because this is a special one for sure. On the next day, I wore ILOREN. Top notes are bergamot, blackcurrant, and lemon verbena. In the middle, we have just rose. And in the base, we have blue musk, which I've never heard of blue musk, and neroli. Very interesting that neroli is in this fragrance at the base. But the first thing that I thought of this when I saw ILOREN is it made me think of a very aquatic scent. And this is exactly that. I mean, I do feel like it's a very aquatic, fresh, citrusy scent. And if you're looking for something that is more citrusy and aquatic and it's a good everyday scent, this is definitely the one to check out. Alright, let's talk about the last fragrance that I tried out, which is called SINE NOMINE. This was my second favorite fragrance from the bunch, and you'll see why right here. We have fig and red apple in the top notes. There's something very magical about fig in a fragrance. I think it offers some kind of a depth similar to the way I think plum shows up in a fragrance. When I see plum in a fragrance, I almost think of the same thing that I do as a fig. There's some similarities there. Then we have rose, tulip, and in the base we have fern, again ISO E Super, ocean mist, teak, and vanilla. Teak is a type of wood. The vanilla gives it a nice little sweetness to it. Again, it's not overpowering, it's just enough to sweeten the whole blend. But I really enjoyed the fig, I really enjoyed the apple note at the top, and the vanilla in the base. Really makes for a nice fragrance, and it was my second favorite fragrance of the bunch. I definitely recommend you guys check out Gallagher fragrances. Go to his website. He has some really cool presentation when it comes to their boxes. I don't have any of his fragrances yet. I just tried out his sampler. He sent me a sampler to try out. I don't have any of his fragrances yet. I'm hoping that I will. There's a few that I wanted to get that I have not tried yet, but I could tell from the name and from the reviewers that have reviewed it that I am totally gonna want to get some of his stuff. Like for example, the Evergreen. I have not smelled the Evergreen one that he came out with. And another one that I really wanted to smell, but unfortunately when I received my sampler pack, it blew up. It disintegrated in the box, and it was the one with the coffee in it, the cafe one. I really, really wanted to try that one. It smelled amazing in that packaging, by the way. Whatever dripped out of that container, whatever was left of it, it was absorbed into the cotton of that padding inside that box. And it smelled wonderful. So that's one that I totally want to try out. I do have another collection of his, the Silk collection, which I'm going to save for another time, and I'm going to do a separate review on that as well. So I will be back with more Gallagher fragrances to talk about. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you've tried out, what you like, what you don't like. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer whatever questions you may have. I love interacting with you on here or on Instagram, so make sure to check that out as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to hit the bell notification at the top so that you can continue to get great content from me, and then also subscribe to this channel. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.